Hello, hello. This is Dr. Leah, and I am here to help you win. I've worked with many athletes from high school to college to Olympic level to decrease times, increase weight, optimize performance. I work for Valley Athletics to provide you free training on the same topics that I cover one-on-one in the clinic. So now it's your turn. So let me tell you about the top 5 things you can do to improve your recovery time and boost your performance. But before I go on, thank you for clicking on that button. Now you're obligated. So go get a pencil, focus for 10 minutes on this because you deserve that. And there's lots of distractions in life. I'm sure that you can find all kinds of things to do with your next 10 minutes, but I promise that if you pay attention, you'll learn something. Okay, secondly, as a disclaimer, the presentation I'm about to give is my clinical advice as a physician on increasing performance, not your coaches, your parents, Valley Athletics, or anybody else's. It's derived from my years of practice with healthy athletes, but it's not a doctor's appointment, right? So if you have a medical condition like kidney disease or heart disease or allergies to the ingredients that I cover, you got to be aware that you're an individual and you have your own unique body, so you have to consult your own physician about what's right for you. So with that, let's dive in. Firstly, muscle recovery. For those of you who at home do not know what this is a tiny little microscopic point of your muscles. Every muscle contraction at a molecular level uses calcium to contract, but calcium must also be in balance with magnesium to help the muscle let go. So if you find yourself having sleep problems or muscle aches, cramping, there's a great formula available for you. The ratio of calcium and magnesium at the Valley Athletics formula is highly bioavailable, and it's perfect for the growing athlete. The difference between calcium and magnesium forms are vast. So magnesium oxide, man, if you want some diarrhea, let's go for it. But otherwise, I wouldn't take that into my body. Calcium oxide has a lot of lead and contaminants in it, as well as being constipating and not so great because they're not available. So don't go out and buy calcium magnesium supplements without knowing what type of calcium and magnesium you have, because they all have different effects on your body. So, and some of them do have things that you do not want in your athletic body and that will do damage to your game. So you need to know, also be a little bit low on the inflammation scale when you take calcium, because now we know if you take calcium and you have a high inflammation, you actually get cardiovascular disease later and deposit calcium into strange places like your arteries. So we'll learn how to address that coming up, but just know that there's a lot of differences between the stuff that you take in your body. Okay, so I put a pack together for you to kind of take the guesswork out of it and bring you the best of the best as far as supplements is concerned. But this next one, I know everybody knows about it, but let's just delve into it just for a second. So drinking water, in my opinion, is my top concern with athletes. Water is the highway for all the nutrients, oxygen, and waste products that has to go through your body. So to decrease your recovery time, it can be as simple as having about half your body weight in ounces, if not more. If you think that's silly, there are a lot of athletes that think that's silly. But imagine this guy filled with urine and tell me if he's going to win the race next to somebody who was filled with clean water, and just guess. So the priority is on winning, right? Not filtering and recycling all your water. 90% of the guys and girls that I talk to that are in the athletic industry actually say that they're not drinking enough water. It's a big deal. So simple, not in the pack that I'm providing. However, it's a big deal. So please do hydrate. And if you do overhydrate, it can leave you feeling a little depleted because your body is a battery and it needs positive and negative charges to flow and create that energy that you need in your cells. So let's go back over to your body as a battery. So your body as a battery is all about the electrolytes that are flowing in your cells. Nearly everybody has heard about electrolytes in the athletic world, if not the world proper. So, but I want to bring attention to the fact that not all electrolytes are created equal, and the formula that we're talking about is so much more than a vitamin store electrolyte formula. It's not just a salt. It includes nutrients that support cardiovascular muscle contraction, and give your cardiac muscle. It's super important to keep that going, right? You need that as a pump. And it also has the electrolytes and ingredients in there to rebuild um, your daily demand for positive and negative charges. So it helps you make more energy, it decreases pain, it rebuilds healthy collagen, all in this formula to combat joint damage, which can all contribute to a shorter recovery period, which means you can train and not be sore from the last time you trained. All right. So let's go back into the fourth component, which is nutrition. Nutrition is super important, right? Because it's fuel for your body. You're putting some kind of fuel in. For athletic performance, hormone synthesis, increasing muscle mass, all those things that your body has to do on its own, you don't have to know how to do it. You just have to put in the right ingredients. If young athletes aren't getting enough nutrients, not only are you less likely to achieve your peak performance and win your games, but you actually can go backwards and break down muscle mass. So, this is why top quality protein boost is so important. I'm going to focus on our Clean Whey. It's great tasting protein powder made from milk from cows that graze on pesticide and chemical free, non GMO grass pastures in New Zealand. It's a big deal. They're never fed grain or subjected to hormones or antibiotic treatments, which will all end up in your whey if that's what you're feeding your cows. So it does matter where your whey comes from. This protein uses a special process that helps it dissolve more easily, that increases your absorbability. And what I want to point to now, it has no ingredients that hide, by the way, the bad taste of bad proteins or the things that you don't really want in there. It doesn't have a ton of sugar and things that you don't want going into your body. I like to put shakes with other ingredients because it's a great way to just pound them into your body. It's one thing to say, okay, athlete, you're going to eat this salad every day. It's another thing to have a handful and just toss it in your shake and mix it up in a Vitamix. So fast greens, berries, add it to the shake and get all the things that you need that you might be missing out otherwise. Okay, and the last thing, I just have to sneak this in here. You do get extra hydration from your shakes, right? So when I say half your body weight or 3/4 of your body weight in ounces per day of water, you can add some of that to the liquid in your shake, which makes it a little less that you have to just pound on your own. All right, well, let's go on to the last and certainly not least. The fire in your body, that's inflammation. You can look at inflammation like a fire. Okay, so fire serves a purpose, right? You need candles, you need ways to cook, you need things in your body, but you don't want that to light yourself on fire, which I'm sure that you guys have felt. In the US, we're chronically deficient in omega 3s. This imbalance leads to inflammation in people of all ages, especially young athletes who are taxing their bodies to the limit. Inflammation keeps your body from recovering as quickly as it should, and the easiest way to combat inflammation is through the omega 3s. Those are essential. You can't make them, you have to take them in, and they're not found in very many foods these days, and so that's why people take fish oils. The lemon twist smoothies are really absorbable and digestible, whereas you might get fish burps and things like that as a side effects from other brands. But as a side effect, I wanted to say that the omega 3s have also been studied for their antidepressant qualities, enhancement on focus, and motivation in all of life. So, not only on the field, but it's going to be all throughout your whole life, right? I have a pet peeve about fish oils, and I'd like to share that with you because it can hurt you a lot. So, this product that I'm talking about is in a triglyceride forms, which is easier to absorb and doesn't create all this fish burps that I mentioned earlier. That can come from cheap, rancid, disgusting, unabsorbable product that has PCBs, heavy metals, molds, chemicals, all sorts of things in the fish that have been consolidated and sat on a boat for days that can make you worse off, and you don't even know because you don't ever actually taste the fish oil because it's in a capsule. So, I want you to be aware of that a bad omega can actually increase the inflammation in your body, decrease the performance, and over time, um, really really leave you hurting, not only on the field, but in life. So it's a big deal to select quality fish oil, okay? Of course, if you're allergic to fish, please do not take omega 3s derived from fish. There's other algae and things you can take instead. And the omegas are also in a lot of different places. So let's go back here. And I want to say, congratulations. You made it through the finish line of the top things that you can do to improve your recovery. I hope that you wrote those things down. I hope you thought about how they impact you and your game, your teammates, the people that you love in your family. You can apply this to other things too. It comes into play when you're pushing your body to a limit, but this is actually a lot of things that you can apply to anybody's body. So thank you for attention, and I hope you're sharing this knowledge with other people in your team and those you want to help win. So when you use those tips and have success, please do let us know. So until next time, this is Dr. Leah. Now go get your win.